I think any one of us could probably talk for a while about control and on the topic of control. It helps us in a lot of ways. I could talk about control with this hair and all this makeup for another video we're doing. It can be so addicting. It can be an absolute need. But control when it comes to art can be tricky. Sometimes control can help you make brilliant, amazing art. But sometimes giving up control can lead to things that we never expected. Sometimes giving up control can bring the most amazing art into the world. So, for your next piece of art, whatever project you're working on, consider giving up a little bit of control and see what that brings you. A smudge on the dashboard. The perfectly dark, smooth, freshly wiped dash. She couldn't keep her eyes off of it, and though she compelled them up to every green highway sign, down to the white dashes of Centerline, and back to the bright round eyes of each passing car, every few seconds her gaze landed square on the smudge. Just out of swiping reach, it made her skin crawl. Ridiculous that she could have missed such a thing after spending hours detailing. She forced her eyes back to the road, but it stayed just in her periphery, daring her to stretch a finger. She could reach it. She almost had it. The car jolted as a heavy object bounced off the front fender. Something big. She gasped as a large shape was briefly illuminated by the headlights and quickly fell away, lost to the darkness. Irritated and shaky, she jerked the wheel to pull roughly onto the shoulder, tires crawling over crunchy gravel. She forced out an impatient breath as she pushed the shifter into park, flung the door open, and slammed it behind her. Her perfect driving record. She stared down the empty, black highway behind her. What the hell had she hit? She cornered the front of the car to examine the damage. A clump of feathers was wedged in the grill. Unbelievable. Some turkey had stupidly wandered into the road. A goose, maybe. She pulled at one of the sharp feathers. Her fingers stung as if she had a paper cut. Disgusting. It would take hours to pull all of these out and polish the chrome back to perfection, just where she liked it. Needed it. She walked to the back of the car and stared at the road behind her. She saw nothing. She continued to walk, finding no trace of an injured animal or otherwise. A car sped by, headlights shining up and across her face. She was going to get killed if she kept walking here. She turned back to the car and checked her watch. She could still make it into the city by 9. Her tires skidded away from the shoulder's cold gravel, and her fingers found their familiar clutch on the smudge-free steering wheel. The road ahead was clear, dark, smooth, perfect. She'd detail the car again tomorrow. She had it all under control.